Fam First Friday on a Friday night. And I'm going to get right into my topic on tonight. My topic on tonight is doing it the Full House way. For those of you who remember the show Full House, it was a show that highlighted three roommates. One had his family that was staying in the house. The other were single males who were just trying to get things together, I guess, in their life. But they all lived together in one house, and then eventually one of the roommates, he got married, and his family lived there as well too, and they were all in the same house all together and living there together, and they definitely had some good times, I would assume, in that house. But the reason why I'm talking about that, and that's my topic on tonight, is because I believe that a lot of people can do better this year and in the years to come if they actually start using this method. The reason why I say that is because a lot of people are dealing with the fact of them trying to buy a home and not having enough money to actually buy a home, or they're just dealing with the day-to-day struggles of actually trying to make it and renting an apartment that's way too much with very little space, or just not being able to save up enough money so that they can actually buy a house. So I will be talking about this method and how this method will actually help you so that you can actually buy a house, or you can rent out a place and save up money to buy a house. Okay, so one of the important reasons to actually do this full house type of method and possibly buying a house is, for one, when people are looking to buy a house, oftentimes they have something that they don't quite have together. Meaning that you could have a job and you're actually working, so you got good work history, but then at the same time you like to do other things, so your credit's not all the way straight. Then you have some who don't really do anything, have a few things on their credit, but they pay everything off all the time, but they're not technically working, but they have great credit, so you can utilize their credit. Then you have some people who just don't have enough time to actually save up a lot of money, just because they're working so much and paying off so many things that they don't really have time to actually save. And then you have others who are able to save because they don't really have that many bills to actually pay. So usually by using this full house type of method, this will help you to actually work with other people in your family so that you guys can actually help each other out. If you got good credit and they don't, then this helps to balance things out. If they have don't know how to save or can't really save, and you are, then you guys can actually help each other out in these different ways. So this is why it's important that you actually find other people that you can actually work with, and then work with them, and you guys can go ahead and buy a house. Now, here's the kicker. As far as you actually going out and actually buying a house and living with other people in your family, why would you actually want to do this? The reason why you may want to actually do this, because if you continue to use this method, you guys can buy more houses and you can pay the original house off a lot quicker. For example, if you were to go and to rent an apartment and you had your family to come and actually stay with you, then 9 times out of 10 the landlord may eventually say, hey, you guys got too many people actually living here, you can't have all these people living here. Now, in terms of you buying a house, you can bring your mama and a whole family, and your cousins, your nieces, nephews, everybody can come and stay in the house because you actually own it. And as you are making payments to it, nobody can come in and tell you, hey, we can't have your niece and nephews paying on the mortgage. You can't have your mama paying on the mortgage. You can't have all these different people actually paying on the mortgage. Nobody's going to come to you and tell you that, or tell you that you have too many people staying in your house. When it's your house, you actually own it, so you can have as many people in there as you want. The government or nobody's going to come to tell you that you have too many people. So that means you can also take advantage of this by you actually doing this. This means that you can pay the home off a lot quicker. If you got, let's just say, two families standing there, maybe even three, if you're looking at a full house, then while you guys are actually paying down the mortgage so quick and knocking out the interest that's on it, you pay that house off way quicker than 30 years. And then you do the same thing and buy another house together. And then one of you guys eventually can stay in the actual house and just say, hey, this is yours now. Help me pay off this one. You don't necessarily have to stay at that one, because whoever you decide to stays at the original house, the other one could get the next house, and you just help each other pay it off. And then they have their house, you help them to actually pay it off. And then once it's actually paid off, then you can move on, and you guys can look at getting another house for maybe the third person, if you have a third person. And then you guys all just do the same thing. You all put money towards it, and then you help to actually pay it off. And then before you guys know it, you all three of you will have a house actually paid off quicker, faster, and you won't have as much stress of things happening or falling apart, or you possibly losing your job or something like that. So this is why it's a good thing to actually use this type of method in terms of actually buying a house. But then also too, it actually helps you out in terms of having community. It's a good thing to have community and family around, because they can help you out in times of need. If your car breaks down, they can be there for you. If you need help with your kids, they can be there for you. If you just sometimes needing someone else to actually talk to get over issues and things that you may actually be facing, this is actually a good thing. And this will definitely help you out. And then this will definitely help you and your family members out to save a lot more money and make more moves. But I need to talk to you guys about some of the cons. Alright, so I probably made this whole thing sound very simple, very easy, and you're like, yeah man, that makes sense. Let me go ahead and do this, and let me get with my brothers, my sisters, let me get with one of my cousins and their family, and let's go and let's buy a house together, and let's make this thing happen. Before you do that, some of the things that you gotta look at in terms of actually doing that is, number one, can you actually trust the family member that you may actually think about possibly doing this with? Trust is a big factor, because oftentimes, let's just say for instance, you guys are paying on a mortgage and this person doesn't always pay things on time, or this person, you know, lacks at paying things, and they don't do what they actually say they're going to actually do. So you want to be very careful of that, because if you're with somebody that you're getting together with a group of family members to buy a house, and then when it's time to pay on the mortgage and it's time for them to pay their end, they don't actually pay their end, and then they don't do what they actually say they're going to actually do. This can put a damper into things, and this can actually mess things up when you have a family member that's like that. So you want to make sure that it's a family member that you know you can actually trust, a family member that's going to handle business. And then I would definitely not say that, hey, people may not lose a job or something may happen, but you know, if they did lose their job or something, they're going to go out and they're going to look for another job, find another job, find a way to actually help out with paying the bills that they actually have, or that they actually made in the house, or that need to be covered in the house, I should say. Another thing that definitely will actually get in the way is you basically living with another family. You don't have a whole lot of I should say my space or alone time to do the things that you actually want to do, because then when you're living with other people, then there's always like something going on. There's never a dull moment. There's never really a quiet moment. Even though you may have your own separate room or whatnot, there's still going to be stuff going on all the time. And if you look at the TV show of Full House, it was just like that, you know. I'm trying to think of what the he wasn't their uncle. I think it was his name just slipped me. But he lived downstairs, but it still didn't stop him from actually coming upstairs and getting in on all the action or knowing all the stuff that's actually going on in the house. And so that's how it will be for yourself as well. You'll have to definitely be a type of person where you'll have to get used to being around others and dealing with some issues that others may have, and just being able to be relatable to others. And so it's good that it's probably a person in your family that you actually get along with to actually do this process with. And then I would definitely say another thing, just coming up with families, and if you guys both have families and you're doing this together, you're going to have different type of systems. And what I mean by that is maybe you cuss all the time. They don't really cuss. Maybe you like to drink all the time. They don't really like to drink. Maybe you like to smoke all the time. They don't really like to smoke. Or maybe you even like smoking in the house and they prefer you to actually smoke outside the house. Maybe you whoop your kids and they don't whoop their kids. They just talk to their kids. Maybe you like to relax and just kick back, kick off your shoes and relax your feet. And they like to be on the run. They like to be moving around. Maybe you like to go home and just go to sleep, and they like to be up all night talking. So with these differences that you have in your family and how you want your family to actually be, and when I mean family, I'm talking about your immediate family, you know, yourself, your wife or husband, and your kids. So this definitely plays a big factor, and this is why sometimes people aren't able to do this process, because eventually, no matter how much you guys get along, no matter how much you guys love each other, like each other, y'all families are cool with each other, you guys are going to run into some pathways where you guys just bump heads, you disagree, and you're not going to be on the best terms. But you should be able, hopefully, to get over those feelings. But I'm just letting you know, it's actually going to happen. It's actually going to come. There's going to be times where there's going to be some yelling, some arguing, and you guys just go get into it. But I think if you focus on the end goal, and meaning that, hey, we're doing this so that we both can get ourselves our own single family home, or we're just doing this so that we both can actually save money and do other things that we want to do and help each other out, then I think when you look at it in that sense, that will override all of the issues and things that you guys may face. And once you guys stay focused on that part, this will help you to get over those type of things. Okay, lastly, you guys are going to be wanting to know, does this actually work? What proof do you have? And I did not do it in the terms of actually buying a home, but I did it in the terms of actually renting. I mentioned earlier that you can possibly use this as renting, but now in terms of renting, what I actually did was renting at home, so it wasn't an actual small place. And so I was with another family that we got along and did a whole lot of things together, and we were able to be there for each other. And this helped me and my family to actually save up money so that we can actually get us an actual home. And so if you take this as far as renting a home, there's not a whole lot of landlords out there like that, but there may be some where they like, oh, okay, you know, I got a big enough house, a 5-bedroom, 6-bedroom. You know what, I can go ahead and do this for you guys. So that may be in the terms of something that you may want to look at, because with these bigger homes, sometimes if nobody's actually buying them and the landlord or the person that owns it needs money, he may actually rent it out to some families. And then in this case, he's actually making monthly money instead of his home actually just sitting there and nothing's happening with it. So you can look at it and doing it that way. And in this way, you save yourself a lot of money. And then also too, what you can do is some of you guys want maybe like a 3-bedroom, or some of you guys may want a 2-bedroom. If you guys are able to rent out a 5-bedroom, then you both get what you both need, and then you have a lot more space instead of you maybe living in an apartment where it's very tight. You got neighbors right next to you. You can hear them and their kids yelling and stuff, and when something happens in their apartment, you know what's going on because you can hear everything. So this will take you away from dealing with things like that. So this is why it's actually better to do the whole home thing, and maybe rent a home together with some of your relatives. Now also, what you should be doing if you do decide to do this is make sure that you're actually saving. If you're not saving and saving up for a home, then this won't be a good reason for you to actually do it. It'll be a good reason for you to do it if you're actually trying to save up so that you can actually get yourself an actual home. But then also too, like I was saying earlier, if you guys do this in terms of just buying a home and actually work together, then this will make things a lot easier for you guys to actually buy a home. If I could go back, I would have probably did that and just went out and maybe we could have bought a home together and did it in that method. But this has been a Fam First Friday. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend. All right. Okay, so some games you should watch over this weekend. I'm just gonna do the NBA. So these are some games that you should actually watch, and I'll give some picks of who I think will actually win these games. You never know, the NBA, things change up, and sometimes people show up, sometimes they don't. But anywho, there's gonna be a good one between Boston and New York. I'm gonna go with Boston. I went the last time a few weeks ago. I went with New York to beat Boston. I'm gonna go with Boston to actually beat them. They are playing at home. Then you have Dallas that's going to be going up against Golden State. I'm gonna say that Dallas won the game a few days ago, and I think they'll win it again. And I think Klay Thompson will have a good game. Then you have Denver versus Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Lakers, that is. And I'm going to say that the Lakers, even though I'm a big fan of theirs, they don't really got it all together. So I'm going to go with Denver. Then you have Cleveland that's going to go up against Memphis. This should be a good game, but I'm going to go with Cleveland to actually win this game. The Cleveland look really good on tonight, and I think they will on Sunday as well. And then last but not least, you have OKC versus Minnesota. And I'm going to go with OKC to actually win this. OKC has looked really good ever since last year, and I'm going to pick them to actually beat Memphis on this Sunday. But like always, remember this. Families are like branches. We grow apart, but together we stand out.